Now we have changed ships, as you guys all knew from our last stream. I did all the work in the last stream. We are set. Well, I'm helping you all set. With that, okay, let's see if I can mess these weapons up. I can still not. What is really not being able to upload these weapons? Just still do better than others, but not being able to upgrade them really easily. We can upgrade I.S.S. Because they are going to still be ground missions and we don't want to get swarmed. That's a good guy. Ooh. should do that. Better EVs. Can you buy better EVs? Let's see.
I feel so ignored.
Yeah, go with you. You are to be. You can't be kidding me. Mike is going. Oh no. I'm going.
There will be a short downtime for the exchange at 1400 hours.
Okay, so kids personal device. That's not get rid of that. Let's see what personal seven ship upgrades now. 1 million.
There will be
Oh,
a
so
short
100
downtime for the
million. That's
exchange at
oh no,
1400
that's
hours.
capital. That's fucking bullshit. That's class. Welcome.
There will be a short downtime for the exchange at 1400 hours. There will be a short downtime for the exchange at 1400 hours.
Mm. Just how rude that is. 100 each, and everyone should receive their time.
Construction technicians needed on Deck 36. Transporter technician, room 1232. There will be a short downtime for the exchange at 1400 hours.
Yeah, that's I don't know.
Security teams, report to booking base 6.
There will be a short downtime for the exchange at 1400 hours.
Security teams, report to booking base 6.
An update to the platinum exchange rate is available on the monitors. Counseling staff is hosting an open house at 12:30 hours. Frappuccino and light refreshments will be available. Security teams, report to the exchange.
That is already worth as much as people are asking for.
Security teams, report to the exchange.
3,000, 3 million, it's not even worth that shit.
The shuttle to Saturn will leave in only 30 hours.
The God, people are stupid in
There
this
will be a
game.
short downtime for the exchange at
I
1400
think
hours.
that should be worth 3, 4 mil. Look how easy it is to get. Oh my god, and someone put it up for 5. I'll show you how stupid this
Holodeck
market
time can
is.
be reserved at the kiosk on Deck 38.
That's it.
Report to docking bay 6.
Yeah. How much are they selling the keys for? 50 keys for that much? That,
There will be
oh
a
no,
short downtime for the exchange at 1400 hours.
that's how much is in total. That was only 12 mil for one key. That's ridiculous.
Security team, report to docking bay 6.
Going down.
A welcoming reception for new academy graduates will begin at 1100 hours.
Let's see what the lowest is. 10 for one key. That is just
Paris
disappointing.
shuttle arriving at docking bay 6. Transporter technician to room 46.
I wonder why this phone doesn't get anywhere. Because it has a corrupt market and it's no. Oh yeah. Oh, so I went there. I actually can't remember why I went there to begin with. Alright, let's get on with the mission.
An update for the Platinum exchange rate is available on the monitoring.
The Alliance has agreed to a summit meeting with the Dominion to discuss the return of the Herc, and what can be done to prevent their aggression from devastating all 4 galactic quadrants. Despite recent events, we've agreed to host the summit at Deep Space Nine. None of the galactic powers are comfortable hosting a Dominion fleet deep within their territory. Meet with me at DS9 prior to the beginning of the summit. I'd like to discuss our options.
The council staff is
We have
scheduled to
options?
house at 1230 hours.
Okay, Admiral. That's a first for me.
There will be a short downtime for the exchange at 1400 hours.
Security team, report to docking bay 6. The shuttle to Saturn will leave in only 30 hours.
Security teams, report to docking bay 8.
See the Hercs return. Very questionable, the return. Yes. Here we go. Let's see what they have in mind for us to do.
Please, we're low on fuel and supplies. We need help, badly.
Come on. The High Council has announced several challenges to the Empire, worthy of a warrior such as yourself. Would you like to review them?
What the Grand Angus doing here?
This is Station Control. Welcome to Deep Space Nine. Your docking clearance has been authorized. Several of our docking facilities were damaged in the recent conflict. Also, Captain Nog is waiting to meet with you on the promenade at your earliest convenience. Enjoy your stay here at the station.
Mm-hmm. No, yes, the chemical.
Hello. Nice to be working with you. Admiral Quinn's office is behind those doors.
The results of this summit could have long-lasting effects. A number of our allies, particularly the Klingons, consider the Herc to be a Dominion problem. The Federation sees this as a chance to improve relations with the Dominion. Having allies in the Gamma Quadrant instead of enemies would be a great step toward galactic peace.
Oh, the wrong way. Because of the purpose.
Ambassador Odo is here, coordinating security efforts.
I'll be blunt. The Herc have decimated most of the Dominion, all but one fleet.
Yeah, all about one fleet is. He's not really capable of that.
Chancellor Jempok has an office here.
This summit may not end well. Most of the High Council sees the Herc as a Dominion problem. They are content to let them fight to the end and deal with any survivors. But there are others, such as Martok, who see that position as dishonorable. If they want to fight the war of their ancestors, so be it. But they will be doing so.
You once knew me. How recent?
Something on your mind? I have many names. At the moment, I am Commander Adetpa, First Officer of the Corps. In another life, I was Agent Kib of Klingon Intelligence. More recently, I was known as the Witch of Nimbus 3. Can't you see I'm... or what exactly? Can't
you once knew me as Rodak, son of Nagra. Now I know the truth of things. That was a name given to me to prevent a great dishonor. With Martok's aid, my name, my face, all have been restored. Our recent deeds and service to the Empire have led Jempok to restore the honor of my house. The sons of Moog once again stand proud and without shame.
Here is Proconsul Deton's office.
The Borg won't let... It is good to see you. This summit may...
There are several... It looks like Counselor Garrick is in his old tailor shop. Huh.
Hello there. I take it you're not here to update your ensemble. Though if you'd like a few suggestions, I'd be happy to provide some. In the meantime, let's talk about serious business, shall we? I'm sure you'd like to know Cardassia's position on the Herc problem. It's simple, really. They're a menace, and one we should deal with swiftly. Surprised? Don't be. Will there be anything?
Why is punch dan hawak masuk doon?
My father is in my uncle's bar. Hard to believe he used to work there, huh? I believe the Kai is here, in the Bajoran temple.
Hello there. I suppose Admiral Quinn sent you down here to see where Bajor stands. I can tell you we're worried. The Herc were a few ships away from ravaging our homeworld, and if the Dominion falls, they'll be back, and we'll be the first to face them, so Bajor stands ready. We'll do what we can to stop the Herc, even if that means joining forces with the Dominion. There's something else I should mention. I've experienced visions recently, a sign from the prophets. As Kai, I'm obligated to serve the will of the prophets. Doing so leads me to many places. Something else on your mind?
I was wondering when you'd come along. I'm guessing you're here to talk about the Herc and what we want to do about them. It's no secret that the Ferengi aren't a military powerhouse like the Klingons. Most of the time, we'd be happy to make a tiny profit from all of this, and as far away from it as possible. That changed when the Herc attacked Ferenginar. We would have been wiped out without help. And we didn't get it from Starfleet or the Klingons. We got it from the Lucari and the Cardassians. Even a few not cool ships showed up to fight. That showed us that this is everyone's fight, big or small. So we're in. And if the 34th rule of acquisition comes into play, well, it wasn't easy, believe me. I've managed to get the Board of Liquidators with us for now. Most of them see the potential for incredible profit. Alliance defense contracts can be very lucrative. The rest, well, let's just say their self-preservation instincts are strong. They'd rather fight with the Alliance than stand alone. The Herc have me thinking about adding a new rule of acquisition. If they can't be bought, get ready to fight! It wasn't easy, believe me. I've managed to get the Board of Liquidators. Did you have another...
The Alliance has asked a number...
Hello. Oh, it's been a while since I've been in this place. I can't believe Quark still has that hollow me in here. It's a little embarrassing, to be honest. I wish we were all here under better circumstances. Then again, DS9's always been a trouble magnet. I guess peace is a little too much to ask for around here. My husband is risking a lot of capital, political and otherwise, by choosing to get involved with all of this. Fortunately, he's the best Grand Nagus to come around in a long time. The best ever, as far as I'm concerned, but I'm pretty... Look, if I were this mirror version of me I've been hearing so much about, I'd have a lot more tactical advice to offer. As it is, my advice to you is this. Take a look around. Think about all the civilians. Was there something else?
So, they dragged you into this too, huh? Can't say I'm too surprised. You've come a long way since your scrap with the Klingons as a cadet. I'm here because my fool of a brother, the Nagus, seems hell-bent on getting the Ferengi into this mess. Not a lot of profit in fighting the Hurk, 34th rule or not. You can't spend your money when you're dead. If you ask me, we'd be better off sealing that wormhole and saying good... I do. And I'd be there, enjoying myself. If it weren't for the Grand Nagus. Brother or not, I wanted... Can I get you something?
Ah, Admiral Quinn's attaché. Nice to meet you. Dr. Julian Bashir, recently commissioned Starfleet officer at your service. We're doing what we can to get things in order after that business with the Zenkethi and the Hurk. The station took quite a beating, worse than I saw during the Dominion War. We're still treating casualties, and it looks like we'll be seeing more soon. The situation is compounded by the presence of civilians, both local and from other systems, even the Dominion. We have a number of refugees from the Gamma Quadrant on the station, and more on the way. Clearly, the sooner we can solve the Hurk dilemma, the better. We'll be beyond our capacity to help the refugees soon, as will Bajor. I mustered out some time ago to start a private practice on Trill. Since then, I've worked on special projects for Starfleet from time to time as a consultant. Even managed to start a family. Needless to say, I wasn't initially thrilled with the idea of putting the uniform on again. Still, it's very hard to say no to Kai Kira and Captain Dax. And so here I am, back on the front of an interstellar conflict. Here's hoping it's a brief one. Something on your mind?
There's a number of refugee groups here on the promenade.
It must be a surprise seeing Kremens here on a Federation station. Let that sink in for a minute. It's so bad in the Dominion that its citizens are looking for safe haven with their former enemies. We were the lucky ones. We got out early. I've heard rumors about a blockade, keeping the rest of us from leaving the homeworld. It might be true. I haven't seen any more Kremens arrive here for a while now. Oh.
We're lucky to be alive, friend. There was little warning before the Hurk attacked our homeworld. We sent a call to the Founders, but no Jem'Hadar ships came. Our local defense force didn't last long. A few of us managed to get away on ships before the Hurk closed in. Word of the Bajorans and their faith reached us after the war ended. Their stories about one of their spiritual leaders. She came to the worst of us, on our prison moon, to bring the wisdom of the prophets. So, when the Hurk came, we decided to come here, through the Celestial Temple, to seek deliverance. If the Founders won't listen to us, perhaps Kai Kira and the prophets...
Quinn here. the summit will begin. Interesting. The Klingon and Romulan positions were somewhat predictable. And I'm surprised by the resilience of the Cardassians and Ferengi. I'm also concerned about the Gamma refugee issue. We'll need to work with the Bajorans to manage the situation here. We should get to the conference room. Report to... Well, everyone's here and no one started shooting. Could be worse. That was a joke. Take a moment to relax, speak with the others. Things will be serious.
I'm glad you're here. I've been feeling conflicted lately. All the worlds we saved from the Zenkethi were also home to thousands of dormant Herc. By saving those planets, we also saved a great number of enemies. Those very enemies have since attacked a number of worlds, including my own. You're right, of course. If only there'd been another way to resolve things. If the Zenkethi would have listened to reason. I suppose we should place our hope in working together to stop the Herc. I can't help but think there's a path to peaceful resolution in all of this. There's got to be some way to end this madness before more lives are lost.
Hello again. I spoke with Odo about the vision we discussed. He's agreed to clear a mission to the old sector. Opaka, the former Kai I mentioned, lives there now. I believe so, yes. The Kai has a condition that has prevented her from leaving until now. Odo has provided us with data that could lead to a cure. If there's a chance, I'm willing...
Greetings. I am Wayun 10. I'm glad we had this moment to talk before the summit begins. I trust you relayed everything you learned from us to your superiors. If I may be so bold, I hope that you conveyed a need for cooperation with the Founders as well. At least in matters regarding...
Jempak is more of a political creature than he was. Well, when we were both a lot younger. He's not willing to face the truth. There are Klingons who fear the Herc, hiding behind politics and rules. Grethar waits for their worthless soul. Know this. There are still Klingons who know where their blades belong. We will not dishonor our ancestors and ignore the Herc. We will fight them to our dying breath.
If I can have everyone's attention, thank you. Thank you all for coming. By now, you should be aware of our tactical situation. The Dominion, as you know it, is on the verge of collapse. We've withdrawn to our core systems, and the lines are holding, for now. Without your help, the Herc will win the war of attrition.
What about your outer systems? We're receiving refugees here, from those areas.
We have one fleet left, Admiral. That's hardly enough to defend the entire Dominion.
I'm failing to see how this concerns the Empire.
The recent battle here is a sample of what the Herc can do.
If you think they'll stop at the wormhole, you're sadly mistaken.
Need I remind you that the Dominion came to your aid in the Iconian War? I seem to recall Klingons placing high value on debts of honor, or has that changed?
Mind your tongue, changeling! I will not be insulted!
Admiral Quinn to Ops. What's happening?
We're under attack, Admiral. It's the Herc. Reading Herc boarding parties. Multiple decks. They've concentrated in the damaged pylon. Ore processing area.
need you to get to that damaged pylon section and lock it down before the Herc trigger an explosion that could wreck the station.
Bad news. The hangar security shield is on the verge of collapse. If it drops, you'll get pulled out into space, so let's make sure that doesn't happen. You need to stabilize the power relays and recalibrate the shields. There are consoles near your position you can use to do this. Nice work, but it's not over yet. The Herc have moved into the ore processing area above your position. There's a lot of unstable uridium ore in there. If they damage it... Looks like the access system in this section was reset. You'll need to... Okay, you're all... All right, I need you to...
Let's see if we can handle space battles. Now it's the I.S.S. I wonder if it's still true. Has advanced weapons, advanced shields, full confidence in our crew and the ship's ability to win this battle and further battles with the Hulk.
The Herc are attacking the station and several civilian vessels in the system. I've sent ships to assist them, but I'm concerned our forces are spread too thin. I'd like you to work with those ships.
Starfleet vessels, this is Quinn. Protect civilian targets.
Not on our effect, it's still taking forever to charge up and that thing. So Hoover has to be careful on it. You take that out.
Plotting the course for Vegas End. May the prophets guide you.
Thanks, and good luck with the Herc. You'll need it.
So more mobility.
Oh, that was close. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Nice work. But I'm afraid there's...
Honor your ancestors! Fight now and destroy the herd! Concentrate fire on their capital ships.
Chief, I need those systems online! Systems online in 60 seconds!
Don't let the frigate swarms get behind you.
Just a few more seconds. Defense systems online! Target the Herc and open fire!
was the last of them. We're not picking up any Herc ships on long-range sensors. For now, at least. I think it's clear that the Dominion is prepared to work with you to stop the enemy. In the meantime, our fleet will do what it can to keep the Herc on our side of the wormhole. Tell Admiral Quinn not to wait too long to make a decision. This will reach the Federation faster than anyone would like, believe me.
Enough to do. Technically, Federation can just rally the fleet at the Bejor sector.
The Herc threat is real, and we can't afford to let it expand throughout the galaxy. There will be resistance to getting involved, but I believe we have no choice. The Federation must render aid to the Dominion if we're to have any chance of stopping the Herc onslaught. In the meantime, Kai Kira of Bejor has requested a mission to the I.S.S system, and Ambassador Odo has authorized it. The Kai has asked for our assistance on this, and she asked for you by name. Whatever she needs, make it so.
Congratulations, Admiral.
I need your help with a very sensitive mission. A former Kai, Opaka, was something else on your mind? Good, we've arrived. I suggest scanning the prison moon and its satellite network. They might have fixed the design.
Those satellites could cripple a Starfleet runabout with one shot back then. I'd rather not find out how powerful they are now, if you don't mind. Looks like the satellite weapon and defense systems were updated to deal with modern vessels, but they still have the same flaw that Miles O'Brien took advantage of years ago.
You should be able to... Picking up some debris clouds from Herc ships in orbit.
It's possible some Herc bypassed the satellites. We should be ready.
Looks like O'Brien's... We're in position. All right.
captured the Yangtze Jiang. Or what's left of her, rather. Looks like the locals have scavenged everything of value from the old girl. Unlike her, they can never die thanks to the nanotech inside of them.
Right. The last...
We're not alone. Herc life signs dead ahead. This is interesting. I just ran a medical scan on these Herc. They're not regenerating. There's no sign of the alien nanites in their bodies. Something in the Herc genetic makeup isn't compatible with the nanites. I suspect it only works on humans.
Again.
We're here to help. Keep fighting!
I think you'll find that she'll be in good health within moments.
You can relax. I'm fine now. Really.
You made it. Good. The Kai's been expecting you. Yes, she's had a vision about you coming here. Come with us. We'll take you to her. Unless you'd rather stand around here until more of those things show up. The Kai's waiting for you, in the temple ahead.
Welcome.
It's been some time since we've had peaceful visitors. And Kai Kira, it's been too long. Truly, the prophets have smiled upon us today.
Indeed they have. We have brought the cure. You'll be able to live a normal life away from here. You'll be free.
And we have something to bring with us. A miracle.
Is that?
Yes, a blessing from the prophets. The Orb of Peace. Through it, we ended the war between Ennis and Noel Ennis. As you can see, our peace has been shattered by the arrival of the hostile aliens. We have tried to speak with them, to find reason, but we have failed. We don't even know their name. As you can see,
they're called Herc, and there's no reasoning with them. They attack and devastate every world, every species they encounter. We need to get you and your people out of here as soon as possible.
I see. We must take the orb with us as well. I can't have it falling into the hands of such a warlike species. It would be like the occupation all over again.
That's not going to happen. I won't allow it, and neither will my friends. We can administer the cure to everyone in groups. With your permission, we'll start right away.
Some time ago.
After all this time... The cure!
When they put me here... Is this for real?
Then it's true.
Looks like you're down to one dose of the cure.
You have my thanks.
Those things are attacking! Defend yourselves!
Colin's down! Medic! Someone help him!
Flanking damage detected.
I'm afraid he's dead. There's nothing we can do for him.
Though we will mourn the loss of our friend Colin, we can take comfort knowing that, at long last, he was able to leave this place for a better one. He is finally at peace, and his paw...
The doctor and I will stay... it out in one piece.
Oh, didn't really. Oh, 'cause I knew.
Let's move the ship behind the satellites and lure the Herc in. Just in time. Here they come. Looks like the Herc have had enough for now. Let's get the rest of Opaka's people out of the colony while we can. The Herc might send a larger force to
I'm glad I would...
Thank you, Julian.
No stuff.
Welcome to Deep Space Nine.
Emissary, our paths meet again.
Hello, Ben. It's good to hear from you. I'm glad we were able to return Opaka to Bajor safely. She's determined to follow the will of the prophets and establish a new place of worship in the Gamma Quadrant near the wormhole. Odo assures me that the Dominion are open to discussing this. See, many of us have not forgotten the fate of the new Bajor colony and the Dominion's role in that. As for me, my time as Kai is coming to an end. Opaka is the Kai that Bajor needs now. I intend to guard the Celestial Temple from the Herc and anyone else who would destroy the home of the prophets. best place to do that is Deep Space Nine, as part of Starfleet. I'll be Captain Kira the next time you see me. Thank you.
Congratulations, Admiral.
The Dominion has asked the Alliance to send an expeditionary force into the outer reaches of their territory. The Herc aren't as numerous there, and we're hoping we can learn more about them while we render aid to the Dominion in that sector. Ambassador Odo will be accompanying us on his flagship, along with Captain Kira aboard the Defiant. I'll be commanding a modest Cardassian fleet as well. We'll start in the Dosi system. Our latest intelligence has discovered a Herc presence in that area. Meet us there at your earliest convenience. Be seeing you.
Oh, there's something suspicious going on.
Thank you for joining us. As you can see, we can't even defend our stations from Herc attacks. It's going to take a joint Alliance and Dominion effort to stop them. We are currently at the edge of the Dosi system. Thankfully, the Herc aren't attacking the Dosi homeworld yet. They're starting to evacuate as a precaution, however. The Dosi recently joined the Dominion after many years of independence. Their aggressive fondness for commerce can be troublesome, but they've managed to prove their worth to the Founders. Work on this planet was a joint project with the Karemans, and the Dominion built a station here to provide oversight.
All ships, target the Herc and fire at will.
Victory is life!
can see you're a handy person to have around. And while I'd like to put this system far behind us, I believe we should find out what we can about the Herc and their reasons for being here. While we still can, of course. The Herc may decide to send more ships here. This planet appears to have been abandoned some time ago. No life signs detected. Sensors indicate an extensive network of defunct mines. I'm reading residual levels of dilithium, topoline, chemosite, several components used in the production of Ketracel White. How curious. Of what use would this world be to the Herc?
They're going for the station. What are they after? We should scan the station once we're done with these Herc. The station is a basic resource transport hub, not exceptionally old. No life signs on sensors. It looks abandoned. I'm picking up trace levels of mineral resources in several storage areas, but there's nothing of note here, unless the Herc are driven solely to consume an assortment of minerals. This is a very interesting place, in that it's completely uninteresting to everyone but the Herc. Don't go to warp just yet. We're picking up a distress signal over here. You should take a look. Looks like it's a Ferengi signal of uncertain origin coming from the Karema system. I seem to recall Quark mentioning some business with the Karemans recently.
Is that really a good use of our time? The Karemans are very resourceful. They design a considerable number of weapons and defense systems for the Dominion. I'm confident they can deal with the Herc on their own. As for Quark, he's quite capable of getting himself out of trouble. Trouble, I might add, that he had no business getting into, and...
I must say, Ambassador, I'm shocked. I know Quark's a gambler, but I never realized you were as well. Karema is a part of the Dominion, and an important one at that. Is losing their tactical and technological resources to the Herc wise?
Very well, since I can see there's...
Where did all these ships come from?
And here we are, the Karema system. Let's find out what Quark needs, deal with it, and move on.
Far be it for me to question the word of a founder,
But that is a very large Dominion fleet I'm reading on sensors. I only mention it because we were led to believe Odo's fleet was the last. I trust there's a reasonable explanation for this miscommunication.
Your presence is not required here. Explain yourself. As are we. Karema is part of the Dominion. We are here to assist them, if they wish it.
The Karimans are proud. If they wish to stand alone and deal with the Herc, we will certainly accommodate them. Odo commands an expeditionary fleet. It is his to use in a mission to seek and destroy the Herc as he sees fit. My fleet is a defense fleet. It seems the distinction was not made clear to you. How unfortunate. The Karimans are proud.
I will take responsibility for their actions in Kareman space. One of our operatives requires immediate extraction.
You're quite persistent, aren't you? Very well. In the spirit of our newfound pact with the Alliance, I will allow you to proceed, albeit at your own risk. Exercise caution, Odo. It would be tragic for you to come so far, only to end it all here over Karima.
It seems we're not getting the whole story here.
So, business as usual.
Exactly, Captain.
Morning to you, it's night time for me, but how are you? CJ. I'm alright, just battling her. Do you play Star Trek Online, CJ? PC or console? I play mostly on console, both Xbox and PlayStation 4.
My sensors are showing a broad band of interference in the area. It's jamming the standard Kareman hailing frequencies. Might I suggest giving them a new, more secure frequency to use for communications?
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? We need help, and fast! Most of our planetary defense lines are in danger of being overrun by the Herc. We tried to evacuate, but the Jem'Hadar fleet opened fire on our ships when they broke orbit. We're trapped!
Combat is notoriously chaotic. I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation for that. One best pursued after we find Quark and help.
I wonder. Ah, yes. We should try to find Quark soon. It's quite possible he's the only Ferengi on the planet. We need to get Quark. We're about as close to Quark's last known location. Quark's life sign is near here. Let's try to find a way in. How convenient. We've found a hidden path. Let's have a look. Interesting. The metal in the walls here completely scatters my sensors. Ah, more Earth. It seems we're in the right place. My tricorder.
How long have you played Star Trek Online on PC for? DJ.
Perhaps waiting here would be best. The outer world is still a mess.
Am I glad to... That'd be Quark.
The other Dominion ships just left the system. We're on our own.
The door's right there. I'll stay here while you save everyone.
Thanks for the timely rest. Oh, poor... All right, I'll wait for you here. Try not to die, okay? And here we all are, alive and kicking.
It's good to
Thank
see you
God.
too, Quark. I see your mission was a successful one as well.
Yes, Garrick, I found your mysterious widget. What is it exactly? It's not Karemin tech. They found it a few days before I got here. I haven't had a lot of time to analyze it, thanks to the Herc.
I see. Thank you. This narrows things down considerably.
It does. Good. That makes it more valuable.
Indeed it does, my friend. Indeed it does. It would appear
not the liberators I was expecting, but thank you nonetheless. I'm First Minister Bakelba. Our situation has gone from bad to worse, and we have the Dominion to thank for it. Those of us on the edge of the Dominion were abandoned when the invasion began. In light of that, we voted to secede, to truly stand alone. The Dominion stood by while the Herc attacked us. We held off the invasion for a while, but their numbers are great. When we asked for aid, the Dominion refused. When we tried to evacuate,
Their fleet opened fire. They mean to punish us for our defiance.
Well, First Minister, it looks like my distress call was heard. We're saved. Thank you. And as for you, Garrick, you and I need to have a long discussion. Seems you forgot to mention that Karema was under a Dominion blockade and in the middle of a Herc invasion. Do Cardassians go senile? Oh, don't answer that. I don't want to know. What I do know is that you're not paying me enough for this aggravation.
The Herc are leaving. For now.
Good luck with the revolution, Minister. You'll need it. You'll be hearing from me soon, Garrick.
I'm looking forward to it.
You won't when you see my bill.
Now that we're past that unpleasantness, I think it's time we had a chat with Ambassador Odo, particularly about this technological wonder we've acquired. I have my suspicions, of course. Suffice it to say, I believe you'll find its purpose of great interest to all concerned parties. My main curiosity lies in what the ambassador will have to say about it. I propose we get to the bottom of this together. Excellent. I'll make all of the necessary...
Yep, well, we just aimed on the other ship.
What is this?
Stand down, all of you. To what do I owe this unexpected visit?
I hope you'll forgive the intrusion, Ambassador. We need to speak in person.
What are you up to, Garrick?
That's a very good question. What's this about exactly?
It's in regard to this device we found on Karema. Do you know what it is?
No idea. Some new Kareman military tech, perhaps?
Interesting. But no. The Karemans didn't make this. But it is a Dominion creation.
And its purpose?
I'm sure I have no idea, Ambassador. It does emit a signal, however. It's quite similar to that used by the Herc. Perhaps I should turn it on and show you?
There's no need for that.
I don't like where this is going, Garrick.
Nor I, Captain. You see, I found a similar device on Bajor.
On Bajor? When?
Right after the recent Herc attack, I'm afraid. Captain, scan the device. You'll find the soil residue on it is of Bajoran origin.
It does. It's from the Kendra province. Well, that doesn't mean that Odo...
Enough, Nerys. I can't have you defending me on this.
What?
Garrick's right. These devices called the Herc, and we put them there.
Explain. Now.
We needed the Alliance's help immediately. There wasn't time for summits or diplomacy. So I found a high-value target and led the Herc to it. I also took steps to make sure their attack would fail. Bajor was never at risk. You have to understand that.
Yeah.
You put my entire planet at risk. People died, Odo.
Nerys!
Save it. I've heard enough.
Please continue, Odo. You were saying?
I did what I needed to do to bring the Alliance into the war. I lied. Risked the lives of millions to save billions more. But there's more to this than a staged Herc attack. The other founders are hiding things from me. If I challenge them now, I'll have no chance to find out what. So, for now, I have to play the part.
Well, you're doing a great job of that, Odo. Or should I say, founder?
Trust me when I say I understand your position, Odo. The captain, on the other hand...
I know. I have a strong lead, but I'll need your help to move on it.
You know how to reach me. It seems you are a gambler, Odo, and a high-stakes one at that.
You have no idea.
It is not my place to question the will of the Founders. Your mind, however, is your own. Do with it as you will, but be warned. The Founders do not appreciate betrayal. If the Alliance withdraws from their pact with the Dominion, the consequences could be severe.
I'm surprised to see you here, Weyoun. Aren't you usually at your founder's side, hanging on her every word?
It is a message from said founder that brings me here now. She would remind you of your purpose, to serve the Dominion as a whole.
How kind of you to deliver the message in person. Thank you for your service. As for my service, the Ambassador shares his wisdom and guidance with me. Truly, he is a most benevolent god. Why should I not serve him? He is a founder, after all.
Serve the founders, yes, but also serve them well. Do recall the fate of your predecessor. She thought she served the founders well, quite possibly to the moment her unfortunate life came to its conclusion. As we both know, she was greatly mistaken.
The same could be said for your predecessor as well, dear Weyoun. Have you forgotten his sins? I know the founders haven't.
This is a private conversation. Unless you're here on a matter of the utmost importance, I suggest you find someone else to speak with. Somewhere else.
Quite the revelation, don't you think? It will be interesting to see how the powers that be respond to all this. For now, I think it's best to keep this in the purview of the diplomats. Let's return to our ships. There'll be more time to speak about this matter later.
I need you to understand that Bajor was never at risk. We took precautions. I made sure that my fleet was in position to neutralize the Herc in time. Karema was not my decision. Do you honestly think I'd take part in a plot to bring allies to our side, and then move to wipe out another group of allies? As I said to Garrick, there is more to this than we know. I'm going to find out what and why. I hope you're inclined to join me when the time comes.
The Dominions and machinations. A lot of shadowy backstabbing. Wow, in the middle of a war. You gotta love the
Visits to the Dominion are always so enlightening, don't you think? I suspect we've just begun to discover what the Founders are playing at here, and that concerns me greatly. After today, the wrath of Captain Kira may be the least of Odo's concerns. I do feel we need to continue working with him, however. It may be the only way we learn the true intentions of the Dominion. With that in mind, I'll contact you when we're ready to move forward with his plan.
Be seeing you.
Congratulations,
Odo's found something intriguing in the Masan system. Something the Founders want no one to know about, even one of their own. That certainly piques my curiosity. I'll meet you in the Masan system. Odo wants to travel incognito this time. I trust you'll be able to deliver him and that surly Jem'Hadar bodyguard of his to the Masan system intact. One more thing. I've taken the liberty of informing Captain Kira, and she'll be joining us as well. After the Karema incident, she's taken a personal interest in high-level Dominion activity, particularly where Ambassador Odo be seeing you.
West Hot Lava is entire password. I.S.S. Hood in route now.
I only recently learned of the station here. It's very old and very well concealed, even from Vorta and Jem'Hadar. From what I can tell, the Founders studied alien life here, including the Herc. We may be able to recover useful tactical data on them from the station's computers. No, and that concerns me. This is supposed to be an abandoned facility. Take us into comms range and open a hailing frequency. Let me do the talking. I should be able to make any Vorta or Jem'Hadar fall into line if things get difficult. So far so good. They're not targeting us.
Entering the Dominion systems without authorization has become a bad habit of yours, one I have grown weary of. You've shown a singular talent for annihilating the Herc. I suggest you return to that before my patience with your insolence expires.
There's no need for this posturing, Founder. We're here on official business under my authority.
Odo, it seems to be a day for defiance and bad habits. You do not have the authority to grant access to this system. It is restricted to all but those of the highest level, a level you do not possess. Now then, I suggest you leave immediately. Fire to disable. Odo must not be harmed.
Dominion forces, this is Counselor Garrick aboard the Tane. Cease hostilities. Consider that your first and only warning.
We must protect the Founder. All ships, disengage!
Oh, look at my ship ready to go.
You certainly know how to make my days more interesting. An ancient Dominion research facility, guarded by the leader of the Founders? A cloaked fleet pales in comparison, but it's the best I can add to the mix. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. The fact that the Founder was willing to fire on one of her own speaks volumes on this station's worth. I look forward to discovering its secrets.
Since when does the Founder stand guard duty, Odo?
She doesn't. Let's find out what she's hiding.
We don't have a lot of time. We may have held off the Founder for now, but she'll be back, and she'll bring friends. Let's get down there and find what we came here for, before every Jem'Hadar in the Quadrant shows up.
I couldn't agree more, Captain. Why don't you and the Ambassador join the away team while I remain on guard with my fleet? On any other day, I'd be the first to beam down. However, after the Karema incident, I believe both the Captain and the Ambassador need to discover the truth of this station together. Call it a trust-building exercise.
Captain Kira makes a good point. Let's get the...
Looks like the station's running on auxiliary power. We've got life support, basic lighting.
Stay vigilant. We have no idea what to expect here.
Well, kind of do, kind of don't.
Well done. Main power is back online. We'll be able to access other systems, including the data core. Let's find an access console and see what's in there. Hopefully the data files aren't corrupted beyond repair.
You'd think that the founder would just annihilate the station before we could capture it. But she still wants to hold on to it. That's what queries me.
This terminal is in poor shape. None of the files are accessible. Considering their age, I'm not terribly surprised. The Founders wouldn't keep a place like this hidden to protect dust and broken files.
Research Report 4121.63, Dominion Reckoning. My fellow Founders, the Mesan Research Station is fully operational. As we continue to add worlds to our sphere of influence, our studies of xenobiology become more important. We must know all we can of both friend and foe. We need every advantage we can find if we are to achieve true dominion. Our Premier project is underway. You'll recall the recently discovered race of tree dwellers, hunted as we once were. Genetic engineering of these solids has produced considerable results. Their intelligence has increased by a factor of 3 so far. We predict the species will be the first of many loyal servitors and vassals.
She's talking about the Vorta. The date she gave was nearly 2,000 years ago, not long after the Dominion was founded. This facility's older than we thought. Much.
Research Report 4653.15, Dominion Reckoning. Our scouts have discovered an interesting species of solids at the edge of the Dominion. They are a species of sentient insectoids that live primarily underground. We may not have detected them were it not for a thorough geological scan. Initial studies have revealed that these solids are based on germanium. I've attached bioscan data we collected on them for your review. I've dispatched a research unit to study these burrowers further. They may be just what we need for the military initiative.
Burrowing sentient insectoids. Germanium-based. She must be talking about the Herc. Judging by the date, the Founders made first contact with the Herc nearly 2,000 years ago.
Research report, Dominion date 7021.27. More data has arrived on the Cadre species 484 designation, Burrows. Their world's unusual orbital path has taken it out of the habitable zone. As a result, the Burrows have retreated underground and entered a state of hibernation. While dormant, a smaller servitor race tends to the Burrows. They also maintain their shared habitat and technology. I've instructed the field team to take advantage of their dormancy period, and they are now conducting aggressive studies of these intriguing solids. My team initiated first contact protocols with the borrowers prior to their mass dormancy. They found them to be friendly and intelligent, if not willful. We've identified a common element in their food supply. Manipulation of this element may prove useful in subjugating them.
Unbelievable. It sounds like the Founders made first contact with the Herc in order to find a way to conquer them. It's like Quark says, the bigger the smile, the sharper the knife.
Research report 7903.01, Dominion Reckoning. Cadre species 468, designation Jem'Hadar, is a massive success. They will be the strong arm of our Dominion, guided by our cunning, brilliant Vorta. The toil of these vassals will allow us to spend more time in the link with those we hold most dear.
The birth of the Jem'Hadar, as seen through a Founder's eyes. Interesting. No mention of the Herc, however. Their designation number was lower than ours. They were our predecessors. Perhaps something went wrong? Something that led the Founders to reject and abandon them for a different species.
Research report Dominion date 8183.67. The Burrowers have emerged once again, and in a hostile state. They have taken to the stars, moving from sector to sector, attacking anyone that crosses their path. Their goal is not one of conquest, but of consumption. They leave nothing but dead worlds in their wake. Though we do not understand their newfound savagery, we have found a use for it. When the Burrowers set their sights on a world, we offer the inhabitants a choice. Those that submit to our Dominion rule are defended by the Jem'Hadar. Those that don't serve as an object lesson to others.
So, the Founders have been using the Herc to manipulate others for some time now. Bend the knee to the Dominion, or we'll stand back and let them ravage your world. Only now something's different. Something's changed. They can't keep the Herc in line with the Jem'Hadar anymore. And we're all paying the price.
Research report 8532.38. Our scouts have returned from a wormhole expedition. The solid races on the other side are primitive and unremarkable, save for one. They are called Klingons, and show a singular talent for violence, one that rivals our own Jem'Hadar. Left unchecked, these savage creatures could become dangerous enemies. While the Klingons are too willful to subjugate, their genetic material could produce viable cohorts to the Jem'Hadar, or their replacements. We have begun development of a new cadre species, designation Thakiri, using demons from Klingon folklore for inspiration. As with Jem'Hadar, we have bound them to our service with the White. We will test them in combat on the Klingons themselves. Research report supplemental entry 8671.71, Dominion Reckoning. Somehow the Vakari have broken the hold of the White and turned on their rightful masters. Most of our research team were killed. Intelligence reports suggest a union between the Vakari and a Klingon warlord known as Mullah. Perhaps this will lead to a state of mutually assured destruction on Qualnos. One can only hope.
So it would seem. Only they lost control of them, Despite the use of Ketracel White, based on what we know about Fakiri, it seems the price they paid for their freedom was insanity. They became the monsters they were based on.
Research report 9076.23. Final entry. I am weary. Soon I'll return to the Great Link, and I will be glad to be rid of this place. The borrowers have emerged again. We can barely control them this time. The Jem'Hadar were able to divert their onslaught at great cost. Rather than counterattack, they went through the wormhole to seek easier prey. Our agents in the other quadrants report that the burrow assault was a sweeping one, going as far as Kronos. Hopefully they'll devour every atom of that wretched planet. The burrowers will eventually return to dormancy. Strangely, it appears that some of their forces intend on remaining in the other quadrants. It seems they have a long-term goal: galactic devastation.
Yes, they knew the Herc problem was getting worse even then. Instead of preparing or seeking allies, they expanded the Dominion. And when the Herc re-emerged, they tried to deal with it on their own, and failed. Their arrogance may lead to the end of the Dominion. We need to get this data to the Alliance, all of it, even the damaged and corrupted files. There has to be information we can use in here.
I'm picking up something on my tricorder. There was a massive power spike on a lower deck, and now I'm reading a large number of systems cycling up. Something's happening down there.
Agreed.
Anyone for Fakiri?
We must be close to the core. Hope we... Tell me, I'm still uncertain. The Odo I knew? Well, that answers one question. These are medical stasis pods. Judging by what we heard upstairs, I think the occupants are Fakiri. It gets worse. I'm picking up life signs ahead. I'll bet some of the stasis pods down here have opened. From what we know about the Fakiri, they probably won't be happy to see. Worf and Martok need to see this. I'm picking up traces of Ketracel White in these tanks. The Dominion probably manufactured it here to keep the Fakiri in line, and took it with them when they left the facility. We've got company, and they don't look friendly. We're lucky there were only a few of them. I don't want to be around if all of these Fakiri wake up. Let's see if we can... prophets. More incoming. We need an exit plan. Fast.
Odo to Kira, we're on our way to assist you. Nerys, are you...
I'll manage. Let's get out of here while we can.
Victory is life.
So is Raptogino, but I don't say it every 5 seconds.
I think we've worn out our welcome. Garrick informs me that a number of unidentified vessels are emerging from hidden bays throughout the station. To make matters worse, the Herc have arrived. They're beginning to assault the station as we speak, and I don't need to tell you how that will end.
Yes, it normally ends poorly for everyone involved, so let's get moving.
Looks like the Herc followed us down here.
Tell me what they wanted.
Keep moving. We're almost there.
Odo, look out!
Hold your fire. I think it's trying to communicate.
You might be right. Listen.
Are you insane?
I don't know how to kill him.
I'm relieved to...
Odo wasn't...
That's your opinion.
Let's just get out of there. Let's go.
Once we return...
Battle stations, let's get it going. So much for incognito.
Glad you could join us. As you can see, the situation here has become rather combustible. The Herc I recognize, of course, but our other opponents remain a mystery. Some new type of Dominion attack craft, perhaps? Valkyria? The monsters from stories that keep naughty Klingon children in line? I'm intrigued. Be sure to fill me in once we've managed to get out of the skirmish intact. I remember Mr. Worf mentioning the Valkyrie once. I'm beginning to see why. Oh, there's that one around now.
Well, this doesn't matter. No, we've got most of our systems back. why can't I turn? Like, I hate the, still hate the abilities though. We are now finally getting a handle on the battle.
reporting a massive Herc fleet dropping out of port.
Just as the Fakiri are warping out.
Looks like the Fakiri are pursuing the better part of Valor. Can't say I blame them. There's a lot of Herc out there.
The Herc seem to be distracted. There's something about the station that's holding their attention. We might be able to take advantage.
Are you suggesting we attack? Well, it's true, we have the advantage, for now. I don't think we'll hold it for long once we start blowing them apart. We have what we came for. If the Herc want to gnaw on an asteroid while we make a hasty exit, I believe we should let them enjoy their meal in peace.
Very well. We'll deal with the Herc later. For now, let's get back so we can analyze.
Yes, the data. Very important data.
The Founders never disappoint, do they? Learning their role in the creation of Klingon mythology was alarming, to say the least. I can't help but wonder, what other secrets we'll learn once those ancient...
Congratulations, Admiral.
Oh, that must have some minor injuries. That's a bit of a bang. What's that picture? Oh, yes. That's not killing. Oh, no. That's a back. So. Everyone's had a good start. Good time tonight. I'm definitely demolished. Maybe Game of Quadrant's arc, getting rid of not a lot of it. I think we'll finish the rest later. I hope it is putting up a good fight. Just what I expect. Not the missions aren't giving enough to do ship mastery. Still, making it count for the team. So yeah, very good ship. I still have plenty of weaponry in it to change hands to other ships as well. Do I have any different? I'm glad to get that. I think I've got that thing now. Yeah. Hmm. No, time is only 4. Oh, okay. Oh, and then... No, it's not 4 either. Yeah, okay, got 2 advances, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And do we already have it? 1. Ah, that's why we already have it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 legionaries. Is that the one I think it? That's the legendary dragon. Do we really need to cut this tension? I still call that the whale. So how big it is. It looks more like a whale than anything else. Ragazzi, hanno tutto ordinato. We gotta commend the motor treatment as well. And I will be renaming both of them. As a, after this, well actually, technically it took me up to this time. The Yamamoto Dreadnought class and the Legendary Dreadnought class. So I'll be on next. And yes, I know there's other ship we have here. Like my Assault Cruiser. But our next two that we'll work on will definitely be the Nightmare and the Nightmare B. Good. So, as we don't have any mirror universe, we can't have mirror. Alright. You have to understand what the loss of tank and all. Anyway. Still giving them the Pegasus clothes is better than the hanging packs. I'll thank you guys all for watching. Let's raid away.